Okay, so as I said, setup-wise, generally was pretty good. Just, I say, wrong one. Just a little bit on that left hand, which is a little bit kind of round in the back here, kind of back here. Doesn't mean stand taller. Just push those hips back just a little, to get your pelvis to sort of tip down a little bit more, so you get a slightly kind of steeper sort of pelvic position. So that's going to straighten that back. That will help you turn better. Then the swing feeling is now is if straight line would be a good idea, wouldn't it? There's a wall here. Okay, we want that club to be sort of resting on that wall at left arm parallel. Okay, we watch this position here now again. Okay, as you take that club back now, it's hit the wall about there. Yeah, so when your left arm gets parallel there, yeah, this is like when your first 10, 12 swings we start off. Okay, so you can see when your left arm is parallel, I wouldn't say your hands there are in front of your chest, they're kind of getting behind you a bit more, yeah? And as you continue on into the backswing now, the left arm is very low, that club's very much behind you, that club face now is pointing up the sky, which is a very sort of closed, strong position. So you're either at the golf ball now with a big old hook, or you have to block it off with your hands to sit it straight. It's going to get very low, okay? And again, you're fighting two kind of things. So sticking the golf club in here now to kind of extend you at the end of the club shaft. You make swings now where you get the club to about here, so your left arm parallel there now, okay? The hands are more in front of your chest, and that's pointing down towards the golf ball, okay? So a few of those swings, as you can see, club working up a lot higher, okay? Left arm over your shoulder there nicely. So they're just swinging down to target, okay? So do 3 or 4 of these with that club, great. Stop their position. Left arm works a bit higher there now. That was a little bit across the line. You sort of see your left foot lifting the heel off the ground, so just leaning a little bit forward there. But again, that position's good. Turning back there, coming back down to the golf ball, back towards the golf ball there with that the extended club. Back in on a good line here, back towards the golf ball. So at this point now, the club will be travelling on a fairly gentle curve in this way. It wouldn't be coming in from too much way on the inside as it was obviously on this one, okay? So as we then do this, so you do 3 or 4 of those swings with the club, then chuck it out of the way, and then just step up the ball and hit it, yeah? So went to your routine, which you did very nicely, left hand grip. Be careful your left hand grip, same as the swings have got flat, it doesn't get too strong, okay? So maybe sort of send a few vids through next game. You can go too far over as you can go too far to the other way, so just be mindful of that, okay? As we swing back here now, left arm parallel, look at the club. Chest. I mean, hands in front of the chest, club up. You look at your left arm parallel there. Look at the difference in that. I mean, that club's kind of over there somewhere. That one's down to the golf ball, yeah? And when you continue on back, the club now is working behind you very flat. This one here now is working up above your right shoulder. Now, you do chuck it a bit over the top slightly there as we come back to the ball. It's a bit outside the line there, which is why you had a bit of a cut on this one, okay? And the club, you can see, sort of been slightly held off here, which is very common as someone who's been hitting a few hooky ones, which you would get from this. Yeah, exactly, yeah. So, as I said, you've gone from being too steep and weak and cutting it to too strong, too flat and hooking it and then trying to stop the hook. We're going to neutralise both those pieces out with the grip, and again, in terms of the arms going up, get that club working up over that right shoulder. Visualise that swing with the wall behind you, yeah? And if needs be at home, make some swings there now. If you made a swing here now with the wall kind of behind you here, okay? Too quick. As you go back here now, club's not on the wall there.
No.
Club would be hitting the wall there at left arm parallel, and then come off the wall as you continue the backswing. And then as you come back to the golf ball, we'd want the club to reattach to the wall. But you can see on this one, it's a bit over the top slightly, which is understandable. That's kind of a bit where you used to go. You think about your backswing. Worry about that. Don't worry about the downswing at the moment. Yeah, as I say, that's more of another thing to get that sweet spot there where that club's working up in a better position. And then the rest can just kind of fall into place, yeah? We don't want to be sort of swinging too far in here and chucking over the top, or too far in here and coming underneath. So for me, it's about overall concept of your golf swing is working around what we call swing plane, getting that club to swing on a plane that's kind of been more conducive to consistency, yeah? You had in the past the club swinging too far up this way. Now you've got the club swinging too far in there. We're just trying to find the sweet spot in the middle somewhere, yeah? And get that club kind of working up and around. So have you ever seen that thing called explainer, or that sort of circular device that people can sometimes swing on? It's basically a circle that's tilted to the angle you'd be at, and you put a rolling pin. I've got one on the back here, so before it got closed down with the back. A rolling pin that would work around the frame, and you just swing it on that rolling pin around the sort of the frame of the machine. Yeah?
Oh, right.
So it's creating kind of the plane for you, okay?
Sort of like braces.
Yeah, exactly. And if you're looking down the line this way, it will just look like a straight line because obviously it's a circular device.
Same lines on.
Exactly. It's like, have you ever been into Cardiff Town Centre with the big old silver monument outside by Corn House or like Chippy Lane or Mill Lane?
Oh, yeah.
Massive that all the drunks had to climb on. Yeah, it's one of them, but obviously a lot smaller. Okay, so getting that club kind of working up there. So you can see your hands now are just under that blue line. Really good, really good, really good, really good. As we come down, it just throws it a little bit here. Obviously, what we ideally want to do, and this is going to be something to go through a bit more detail in the next few lessons, is the arms then working back down underneath that blue line. Because it gets a little bit too high, the club now then tips outside. Because you brought the arms back under at the last second by doing that, and that just throws the club a bit outside the line, okay? If the arms could have gone back that way and then come back down that way, the club would then obviously work on a much more kind of neutral and more square path to target. The fact you get there and you just tip it over a little bit, that's fine, but work on that backswing. Get yourself looser grip or something you've sort of adopted there, which I think you've got a bit more comfortable with. And practice that swing up against the wall there with the wall behind you. Yeah, get that feeling of what that feels like. That club just rests on the wall and then back, not into the wall too quickly, and not missing the wall, obviously. Yeah, just getting that kind of feeling. Okay, mate, make sense?
Yeah.